happening, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So this is going to be the part 2 of that install video of the A51 carbon fiber smart wheel from Burnzauto. So here we go. So first things first, let me just start up the car real quick. All right. Alright guys, so obviously you have these two buttons right here, the left and the right buttons. I'm going to show you how these come into play. So now, as you scroll, obviously you can see on the immediate screen, you see the RPMs, and once you're rolling, the miles or kilometers an hour is going to go up or down depending on your speed. So as you cycle through, you see the coolant temperature, battery voltage, engine load, you have your boost pressure right there, or vacuum right now. You got your fuel consumption. I have less than half a tank, so this is pretty much accurate. 39% fuel left. And you have your average fuel consumption. And now we're back to square one, which is on the RPM. Now you can leave this wherever you want it. That's fine, and you can toggle back and forth using the left button right here. So now, how do we get into the menus? So first things first, you hold this left button down, and by long pressing it, now you come into the menu. And this right here, that is to go into your LED settings for the wheel. This is race mode right here, and this is delving deeper into the settings. So let's go into here real quick. Now you can scroll using the left and right buttons, and to get into a menu, you hold down the right. You gotta long press the right. To get out of a menu, you long press the left right here, and you're back out. So let's long press the right. We're gonna go in. Now, this right here, this first highlighted one is to keep the LEDs on or off, or turn them on or off. And this one right here is getting into your color scheme of each individual color of the wheel. So let's go into this one first. So you hold down the right button, long press the right button, and it says on right now. If I toggle that off, now to leave that set on off, you hold down the left button, it'll back out of the screen. And now watch this. If I start, or notice the LEDs are not coming on like how it normally comes on, that's exactly it. So let me just get back in there real quick. And we're gonna leave that setting. Now once I turn it on, see how the LEDs function right there? Boom, back out of there. Now, we get into the color of the LEDs, the individual colors. So we highlight that, hold down the right button, long press it, and here we go. So everything is gonna light up. Now I custom set mine already. So this is how you get into the menus. You just scroll with the right button, it highlights LED 1. Now, once it highlights LED 1, you long press the right button. Now it's gonna highlight a color. And now you can go through the colors. So right now it's on green. See how it changed to blue? Cyan, red, yellow, magenta, white, and we're back to green. So now once you pick a color that you like, long press the left button, it's gonna back out. It's gonna go back to LED 1, and now you could scroll down with the right button to LED 2. And that's how you, now you go into LED 2, you long press the right button for LED 2, and then it's gonna go to blue. And then you could, see how you could toggle back and forth on what color you want. Now whatever color you want, you hold down the left button, it backs out to LED 2, and then you press the right button to go down to LED 3, then LED 4, then LED 5. This one right here, LED B, this blinking one right here, that is for when you set your shift points. Whenever you get, let's say we set our shift point to like about 4,000 RPM. When whatever gear we're in and we get to 4,000 RPM, this is gonna flash, letting us know to shift. So now, if you want a different color, you hold down the right button, long press it. It's gonna go over to highlight red, and there you go. You toggle through the colors, whatever colors you want. I like red. You back out of there, long pressing the left, and now you scroll down. That is for your signals, but that's not functional with this. So now let's scroll down. This is for your hazards. Again, not functional with this model. And this is for wheel rotational spin, which is not functional for this model. So let's just back out of here. Long press the left button. Now we're back out, long press it again. And this is the race mode. That's like unimportant to me right now. You can actually look in your manual for that one, but because I'm definitely a little pressed for time, so I'm not showing that one today. So let's go into the main settings. Long press the right button. Now we're in the settings right here. This right here, long press the right button, that's your brightness. You highlight whichever one you want. Long press it, and you can increase and decrease the brightness. Let's back out of here, highlight the other one. Again, increase or decrease, this is the brightness of your LEDs. So let's just leave it like that. Back out of there, back out again. All right, this one right here, this is your kilometers or miles per hour. So you toggle and scroll onto whichever one you want. Once you highlight whichever one you want, you don't press anything to set it, just back out. You just long press the left button, back out, and it'll be miles per hour. This is your coolant temperature. Long press the right button to get in. Now you highlight whichever one you want. Now there's a definitive one about this one right here. If you highlight the Fahrenheit and you long press it, you can set a limit. This is, see how it is, 209, 208. You can set a limit on where you want your coolant temperature to max out at. You get what I'm saying? You can set a limit. Once you set that limit, back out. Long press the left to back out again. This is the fuel consumption stuff. Scroll past that. This is for you. See a little turbo right there? Long press that. It's between bar and PSI. Highlight PSI, long press the left button, back out, scroll to the next one. Now this right here is your downshifting and your upshifting. So let's go to the upshifting real quick. Long press the right button. Now mine is at 4,300 RPM. I just pull it down to 4,200 RPM. Notice right here? So once the higher it goes, as it hits 42, the red lights are gonna flash, 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 letting me know to shift. So leave it at 42, hold down the left button, back out. This is the downshift right here. As I'm downshifting, I leave it at 2,000 RPM. So as I'm downshifting, the LEDs are gonna slowly go back down to you see none. Okay. This one right here is setting your time, so for manual or automatic. So I just leave that on A for automatic. All right, guys, this next one right here, this is for time recording. When we go into it, it says either automatic or manual. It was on automatic for me. I don't know what the hell this is, so I'm gonna just leave it there and back out of that. I'm pretty sure it doesn't apply to me. And we're back again to the beginning where we are discovering brightness. So let's back out of here. And this is right here, this is the ED mode. Hold that down. And now we are back. So now there's something important that I want to show you. Hold on a sec. All right, guys, so in my last video, you see me put my smart box right here on Velcro. And I told you that this box actually has a little knock sensor in it. And the reason why I discovered that was I ended up having to talk to somebody from the company, because what was happening was I was powering on my wheel and I would see like the wheel wouldn't come on. Like it would power on, but not come on and show me like the RPMs and stuff like that. And what would happen was, as soon as I put my hand right here and I literally the slightest touch to the box, all of a sudden I would see a blue light come on, and that would send a signal to the wheel and the wheel would start working. So I'm like, wow, does this wheel need to be grounded? But guess what? It does not need to be grounded. And obviously how I knew that was when I called, or actually not called, but when I messaged the company. The guy Brian from OHC Motors told me that there's a tiny knock sensor in here, and the best place to put this is in a place where there is a vibration. So when you start the car and it shakes it, it'll wake up the box. But there is another way to get around that. All right, guys, so we're at the fuse panel. Now that second fuse from the right, that brown fuse to the bottom from the right, that is the accessory fuse, or the ACC fuse. Now that fuse acts as a switch connection. So if you connect anything via added fuse into that fuse panel, into that slot, you only have power when you turn the ignition on. So right here, you see I have a whole bunch of blue wire. I have so much blue wire because I've never used it. So what I did was I just tapped into the added fuse right there. See it right here? Tapped into this added fuse, the same ACC fuse, tapped into that bad boy right there. And all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be joining it to that wire that's touching the accelerator right there for the inline fuse. So now once I turn the ignition on, it is gonna be giving the box that jolt of power to turn on, so I don't need to shake it. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna connect it up real quick and I'll show you what I mean. All right, guys, for shits and giggles, I connected the wire. Now, once I turn the ignition on, watch the box real quick. Watch this. See that? And that sends the signal to the smart wheel. All right, guys, so just wired everything back up. Everything is nice and neat now, and I didn't bother doing a time lapse because you guys see me heat shrink things hundreds of times before, so I'm not gonna waste your time. All right, so now once I hit that ignition button, watch the blue light light up real quick, and that'll give it the jolt of electricity the box needs to wake up. Look at that. So now the box woke up, it sent the signal to the wheel. Now once I start the car, and as I was telling you the last time, right now my setting is on auto, and obviously the sensor is all the way over there, and it's pretty dark outside, so that's why the wheel is on. Got the access port coming on. Pretty freaking awesome. And that's really it, guys. So again, thank you for joining me. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Please consider subscribing. I do put out a lot of pretty cool content, and I try to explain it as best as I can so the masses could understand. And that is really it. So you guys saw the features of the smart wheel and whatnot, and I also showed you the ins and outs of the box as well. And that is really it, guys. Again, thank you, and I will talk to y'all soon. Take care of yourselves.